Hey everybody, this is Carl Stern here for WhenItWasCool.com, and I'm here to do a quick review of the Cobra Commander from the G.I. Joe collection. If you haven't had an opportunity, please check out the video I did on the original early G.I. Joe collection, my first 1982-83 figures. Here I'm going to do a very quick review of the Cobra Commander from 1983 and the follow-up mail-in hooded Cobra Commander, and these are both from my collection, and let's take a look at them real quick. We're just going to move the hooded Cobra Commander out of the way for a moment. Let's bring in the 1983. Again, it's 1983 because, of course, why? The swivel arm battle grip has real good paint. The Cobra logo, of course, I wish it was the Mickey Mouse logo. There was a very early version that had a different Cobra logo. It was very expensive and highly sought after. There's a little bit of paint missing on the face, on the visor, but overall, very good paint application here. You saw his interesting. This guy had a very interesting gun. His pistol is like a, I don't know, some sort of like, what is that, like a gas gun or something? I forget what it's called exactly. The end of it is vented there, so it's not really like a gun or a laser gun or rifle or anything like that. It's very unique. Some of the later ones, including the hooded Cobra Commander, also came with the same gun. He's a very basic but striking figure. I mean, he's royal blue. He certainly looks like some sort of leader. He's the bad guy leader. His helmet's very interesting, very military. I guess I should say very, fantastic sort of sci-fi sort of weapon. Forget what exactly it was called on the packaging, but that's the only weapon he came with, by the way. It fits into his back. You see the screw, which all the early O-ring G.I. Joes had, that holds the body together. It's the two halves of the body. For those of you, I'm sure most of you know how G.I. Joes are constructed. Your body has a front half and a back half. The arms just seat in between there. There's an O-ring, a rubberized O-ring that stretches around to a hook in the legs. If you look in there, you can kind of see there's a hook at the end of this. Hooks over the O-ring. Put a screw in there. Goes across, holds it together. That pulls his legs up against, and the waist then is just held in place. That gives it lots of different articulation. The knees had a lot more than the Star Wars figures from this era of course, did. Able to turn at the waist all the way around if necessary, the arms. And then in 1983, they went from just being static in place with just elbow joints that would move like this to having this swivel arm battle grip, which they called it, which is a very nice addition. The heads on these earlier ones turned side to side. Later on, they put them on a ball joint where they could go up and down, but these don't have that feature. Molded knife on there, and I'm sure most of you familiar with G.I. Joe, you saw these early figures. Now this one was available later on, but originally it was a mail-in version. You can see it's exactly the same body except different paint applications. This one's painted a darker blue. The belt thing is gold now. Even the back, exactly the same. It's just the same figure, just repainted. Only difference is the head. We've done away with the battle helmet. Now we've got a rubber mask, and this is rubberized, which is really cool. Makes it more realistic. He was in this a lot in the comics. Wore this a lot of times in the comics. He again came with the same, kind of weird vented, I guess, gas gun, pistol thing, whatever it is. I'm not sure how. And then again, the pistol was originally from, 1982. So who knows what. G.I. Joe oftentimes criticized for being too science fiction-y. But they've always, since the very beginning, not just the cartoons, not just the comics, but they've often been, you know, having a lot of different, just forward-thinking weaponry that's not necessarily military accurate. So here you go. Here's your G.I. Joe 1983 Cobra Commander with swivel arm battle grip. Very glad to finally get this guy in my collection. He was kind of a late comer. You can see there is some paint fade. The paint is darker on the elbow right here than the uniform. That is, you know, that's kind of regular to happen. A lot of them you're going to find. His leg joint here, a little bit of a gap there. You probably tighten that up with the screw. I'm not going to because I don't want to bust the plastic. So put him there. This guy here, I got even more recently. Had this guy, both these guys, as a kid, and I'm glad to have them both back in my collection now. So there we have it. There is our about 4-minute look at G.I. Joe's Enemy Leader, Cobra Commander, both hooded and helmeted versions. Thanks a lot for watching, and check out my website, whenitwascool.com, and also my podcast, whenitwascool.com. When It Was Cool is available on iTunes now. Please subscribe, leave us a review, and also check out my other videos and visit whenitwascool.com.